Hey guys, it is Tamara. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel. Welcome back. I figured I would follow up and try to do a video with you as a little bit of motivation for myself, and I also think as a way to kind of thank you for all the wonderful comments and prayers and everything that you've done on my channel. I thank you so much. I don't even know how to thank you for how wonderful you guys have been, for your prayers and your support. I really, really do appreciate it. So I'm going to try to wing a video here just because, I need to kind of push myself forward here and get back up on the horse and ride, So I want to talk a little bit today about my process and kind of what I've dealt with. And then I also want to talk to you about the testing that happens for those of us who have been diagnosed with COVID-19. So let's just go ahead and jump in. So thank you again for all of you who have come back to my channel. And thank you so much for all your wonderful comments. And for those who are new, I encourage you to go ahead and hit the subscribe button so that you can stick around with us and be a part of our growing community. And I think the benefits for you is just going to be the fact that I'm going to pull apart what has happened, to me, and share some knowledge about the whole process. So, there's a couple of things I'm sure that you recognize right now. One thing that I think is very, very prominent is how sluggish I am. I'm just really exhausted. My body's been fighting really hard to get through this virus. And it just takes a lot of energy to talk. It takes a lot of energy and a lot of my wind just to speak the next word. And I think it's just because when you have a virus, it really does take a toll on your heart and on your organs. And I was telling a family member the other day that I really can see how some people don't make it, because if you have to live with what feels like an elephant sitting on your chest and you're trying to talk and function, then I can see how someone would not make it who's up in age. It's just really, really hard. So that's one thing that's prominent. The other thing that's prominent, and you probably can't see it on here, is I woke up a couple days ago and I had almost like black circles around my eyes, really puffy eyelids, just not myself at all. So it takes a lot, excuse me. It takes a lot. But once you push through, you can get through it. And that's what I'm doing. I've been using Theraflu, I've been using V8 juice, I've been using fruits and vegetables, I've been using whatever I could do just to get myself back up. So the other thing that's also prominent, and you guys probably can't tell, is that I'm very winded. So anytime I have to say something, or anytime I have to, maybe transition from one room to the next, it takes a lot of my wind. And so then I have to sit until my breathing stops being so shallow. But once I'm past that, I'm back to normal. I'm good. So I'm going to share a little bit about my journey so that you can understand what's likely to happen to someone that's close to you, or to you if you ever deal with this. I think we're going to be susceptible to this for a while. I just hope that those of us who have already gotten it won't have it again. It's just too hard. But let's start out with the testing, because the testing is awful. So there's two kind of tests that the FDA approved of. One is a molecular test. I'm going to put it here so you can see it. And then the other one is called an antigen test. And a molecular test tends to be a little bit more on point and more accurate. It's a longer test, of course, and there's a little bit more scientific technique that goes with this. Now, in order to find any kind of materials within a virus or to pinpoint what's going on, a lab will sometimes use what's called a PCR, a polymerase chain reaction. And that is kind of like a sophisticated way of looking for particles and materials in a virus. And usually what happens is the individual will go to a clinic, but you have to be referred. You have to have a reason to be referred. For me, here I go again, you're ready to cough. For me, I had to go to I had to call my doctor actually for something totally unrelated, and I was sick, and my doctor said, "You don't sound good." And I says, well, this was one of the assistants, I'm sorry, to my doctor, and she says, yeah, we need to get you tested for COVID-19. And I thought, I don't think I have it. I've been so safe. What could happen, you know? And then, you know, my family was like, are you sure you want to do all of that? And I said, yeah, I think I should. I feel I should. And so I went to like this drive-through. I'm going to put the photo over here so you can kind of see the beginning of the line. So there was kind of like a line that you would have to drive up to. And you move your car, roll your window down, put your car in park, and then you put your head up against the headrest, and then your hands on the steering wheel. And they utilize this long swab to test you, okay? And I'm gonna put a picture of this over here for you. And they, you know, the nurses that came to do this process on me, of course, didn't show me that this thing was huge. They just told me to keep my eyes straight and stay with my hands on the steering wheel and just wait. And I'm like, is this gonna hurt, not hurt? What's gonna happen? And I'm like, I feel ambushed. I had no idea what was gonna happen. So she pulls out this long swab, and they have to put it up your left nostril or your right, whichever way, and they go all the way up as far as they can, and you can feel it. And then they go down towards your throat, and you know, they're like, you know, 15 seconds, you know, just hang in there, breathe out, you know, breathe out your mouth. And I'm like, ugh. And so I really had a very, very hard time with this test. And but I was cooperative and prayed through it and got through it. And I was crying actually during the whole thing, because it just feels so uncomfortable to have this long tube going all down your throat, and the list goes on. And so I drove off, and I sat at the stop sign for a while to kind of get my bearings, and then I drove off. And then it took maybe about 3 business days, and they called me with the results and said it is positive. And so that's how I came to learn that I had this virus. So, you know, the process is very, very tiring. And I wish there was a way that I could make it easier on all of you, just by sharing some of the tools and tips that I've used. But I will say that one, rest and relaxation and rejuvenation was helpful. 2, staying hydrated with tons of water was helpful. 3, keeping a little heater around at all times, okay, because you're gonna get chills. 4, I think having things like air freshener, I can't get up and get it, it's just, but air freshener with Lysol or disinfect, very helpful. I kept masks on, and I actually have one somewhere. Let me see. Yeah. I kept the mask on in the house when I was around loved ones. I didn't want my mom, my brother to get sick, or anybody that was visiting. Taking vitamins. I took a lot of vitamin C, a lot of elderberry, all that kind of stuff was helpful. I'm still healing and still trying to get better, and part of getting better is working, sometimes resting, and then sometimes doing things like this. So I'm really pushing back, fighting, praying, trying to stay well. So in the meantime, guys, I just wanted to do this video and say thank you so much for all of your love and compassion towards me, and for all of your prayers. I feel myself getting stronger every day. So when I come out with a video of me jogging down the road, you'll know then that I'm feeling better. So thank you so much. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.